Start over again, huh?
Okay. Alrighty, all right.
Now we
Hey,
look
folks,
better?
welcome back officially to the Trailer Park Show. We are, it is myself and Pokey here on the show today. It's been just an interesting. Yes, we've had an interesting week, and today kind of tops it all off because today's the last day for early voting.
Early
registration, sorry,
registration
for
for voting. You do it, and that's Gavino is down at 6th Street and what? 2100,
Well, he's
21
somewhere-
6th Street registering now.
Correct. LULAC is making a big push to get the final people that have decided to. That
So
they
him
wanna
and
vote.
Rick Luna are sitting off beside the street with a little table. They said they did one. I took them our cards that me and you picked up.
Yes.
I took them those cards down, and they got a little table out there.
And they
And
got one person.
one
so
person so far.
It's all good.
He might pop in for a little while.
Oh, good.
As you can see, everything that I sent out that we're gonna have on, we ain't gonna have on.
Well, we had some scheduling issues.
Oh.
Here's what happened, folks. We had some people that we felt were going to be coming on, and unfortunately, as people are
Laura
getting ready
Presley's not here.
correct. I believe it's partially because of the last day for voter registration.
Yeah, there's
She's
plenty to
making
do
a
by
big
now in the
push. A lot of-
campaign.
A lot of the candidates are out there making that big push on their Facebook pages and wherever else that they are at, saying that if you haven't registered to vote, to go ahead and do it today. So
But next week we still have confirmed Ed English and Mike Rodriguez.
we don't have Mike Martinez. That's the sad part. That's the part that makes
Martinez, the mayor
Or
candidate.
whatever his name is, the man.
Mike.
I'm the Chico. Remember, I'm the Chico to him, the man.
Has Mike Martinez?
Yeah, it's Mike Martinez. So
Oh, he
whatever-
just
or
get a
whatever his
phone
name
call
is,
and have to
whatever
leave.
his name
So
is. The one that's running for city mayor, whatever his name is, Mr. Well, of course, if you give him a phone call, he's gonna pick up
I
the
gotta
phone
take
and say,
this
I
and
gotta
take
take this
off
and walk away, and he's gonna hang up.
and never come back.
Exactly, which is kind of one of the running jokes that we have about.
How long will it be at these events he goes to till he
Correct.
gets a
He's
phone
there for a
call?
few
And
minutes, and then he gets a phone call, especially if it starts getting a little hairy, and then he leaves. And
we better not make too much fun of him. He might be the next mayor. And
Well, that's possible, but you can still. That's the fun part about being public officials. You can make fun of them for all the dumb things that they do.
yeah, but
Because I gotta say that for everything that's been told about that, that's probably the most ridiculous thing that anybody has ever done because they want to get away from it all.
it's funny as hell.
It is.
Funny as
It's all get up, yeah. It's all get. It is. It's
I'll
just
get out. There you go. It's funny as all get out.
yeah. It's just why it's like saying hey, don't even show up. It's just saying hey, thanks a lot. Keep me posted. Shoot me an email. I can't go. That's all.
I gotta take this.
and run away. But folks, it's gonna be one of those kind of back and forth between myself and Pokey today. We're gonna be talking about some really big issues that were going on. Talk about some of the stuff that went on during the weekend, and talk a little bit about me, which I rarely do. Well, I mean I do talk about myself when it comes to reflection.
Talk about me.
Well, if you like, we can do that as
No,
well.
we could mention that the scan-do machine is down, and so the film we had to play is not going to be played either. Or we can describe it to you.
There's just some technical issues that went on. There were some plugs that were plugged into the wrong spot, and poof, things went bad. But we'll talk a little bit more about what was going to be discussed on that part. This weekend has been an interesting weekend. I got to say this, and I got to kind of toot my own horn about this.
Toot your horn.
You and I talked about this
You
previously.
you did a lot of work this week.
We were out. We had the opportunity. We had the pleasure to meet some great candidates in District 4, and we got to do a little bit of a plug-in for Be First in Media and the Trailer Park Show. As I was moderating the forum for District 4 at Lanier High School, which I got to say, I've got to stress this part out. If candidates had the opportunity, or if groups had the opportunity to do the events at a school, they should take advantage of it. I mean, seriously, they should just take advantage of it. One, because it ties in the school to the event, because that school may or may not be affected by the next candidate that's going to be elected for city council. And two, it kind of hypes up having some unity for that main school. They'd be
As I've said before with Anderson, when they closed Anderson in the African American community, it was this high school did used to be a center part of the community.
correct.
I mean, that's where you went and you saw your neighbors and you were picking up kids or dropping off kids or attending some function there.
Oh yeah, and Saturday was Lanier High School's homecoming. They had some other event that was going on, and then they kind of wrapped it all up.
Big thing for the
yeah.
whole community.
Oh yeah, definitely. And they tied it all up with a city council forum where they met 8 of the candidates that are running for city council, which was a unique experience in itself. I gotta say this, as the first time ever doing or being a moderator, it was a unique experience in itself, and dealing and talking to the candidates separately afterwards. I didn't get to talk to all of them, but on occasion, it was kind of one of those things where it was very interesting just hearing some of the stuff that they had to say.
Did you have to put any of them down?
I did. I had to stop somebody from
Don't
talking.
tell me it was Laura.
I did.
No wonder she's not here.
Exactly. Hey, sometimes you've got to talk within the allotted time, and if you talk over the allotted time, and it seems like you're going to be talking even more than what's going on, you got to say, hey, thank you very much. And it got to the point where I gave them a little bit of leeway for everybody.
Yeah.
And once the time was up, you have the time card person saying, hey, this is what's going, and I'm like, okay, I'm watching them, and the person that was actually hosting the main person that was hosting the event, she's looking at me, and I'm like, on the side, I'm counting. I'm doing a 5-second countdown. And if it looked like they were done, great. If they finished, great. If they didn't, then we'd have to interrupt. And unfortunately, Laura Presley went over her time, which is recorded which is on YouTube, by the way.
On Be First in Media?
On Be First in Media, on the Be First in Media YouTube channel, and we'll share those. If you're friends with me on Facebook, you'll have them on there. We'll share them onto the Trailer Park Show page so that people can see the conversations that were had, and there was some interesting discussion. There was some interesting stuff that was said. You can see kind of who the front runners are. The one part that kind of surprised me was this whole, I'm a Latina Mexican, you should vote for me. That's the second person. There's a second person that. Yes.
I'd expect that down in my district.
Well, yeah. District 3, they had that one. I mean, we talked about that one. We had. I won't mention her name, but she's of the earth. Who said you should vote for me, and I'm saying, let me do it this way, hand to. She said, vote for me because I'm a Latina. And I heard the exact same thing. As bad as it sounds, and I'm sorry for saying it, but you can go to the channel, you can go to the videos, and I think it was said maybe twice. I'm a Latina. Vote for me. I'm a Latina Mexican from here. Whatever. Blah blah blah. And it's like, how about? She's done some great stuff.
Are you qualified?
She's done some great stuff. I'm not gonna deny that part. When it came to affordability and it came to helping out people, great. She can back it up. But it's the whole thing about bringing race into the whole thing. It gets me. We already had that in 2008.
Progressives.
Yes, exactly. We had that in 2008. We had that in 2012.
We've always had that.
Well, but by announcing it, saying, "Hey, I'm black. Hey, I'm Latina." Who cares? Are you qualified? Can you do the work? If she can do the work, great. I'd vote for her. But that's just a really big turnoff for me. There was an interesting part that was kind of funny, and I think we're getting in trouble right now because of the swearing that was said by Pokey.
No, she says you got video ready.
Oh, really? Oh, excellent. Okay, well, we'll go ahead and talk about that in just a little bit, if possible.
Yeah, hold on here, Ma.
The one part that was interesting, and correct me if I'm wrong, on this part, but when it comes to translators for APD, for the police department, don't they need to have people that are certified to do translations? I know you're supposed to have people that
I
are
wondered that before too, because I know sometimes I don't.
Someone's in trouble over here. What? So here's the story as he's getting in trouble with the missus.
She just wants you to hear the. Go ahead, call it again, Mom. She wants you to hear the ringtone. I don't know how to. I don't have a smartphone, but it's still smarter than me, and I don't know how to get these ring.
Mother, pick it up. It's Mommy on the phone. Pick it up. Don't hide from me. You can't hide. It's your mother. Don't think you can run away.
And all my friends,
No way.
it says, an idiot is calling this phone.
There you go.
Anyway.
I feel special now. I feel special because I have that ringtone just for me. I love it. I love it. So here was a comment that was made by one of the candidates. Okay, one of them did a 12-hour ride along, and he did translations for the cops because there was no cops around. I'm like, okay, you know, when it comes to health, when it comes to the health department or
Yeah,
healthcare,
how do you know he's translating correctly?
that's true. That's a correct fact. Because when it comes to healthcare, you need to be certified to translate. You need to be a certified translator, and there's
You know
classes
that
for
from your
that.
work,
Yeah, I
past
knew that
work.
from my past work. So we had this gentleman who's running, who said that he's done translating while doing a 13-hour ride along. I'm like, okay, great. Then you had another candidate, made the wildest comment ever, and he says, and it's on YouTube. You can vouch for it, and it's the last final comments that are made by this candidate. He's like, I know that we need translators. I believe it was the last final video. Anyway, he made a comment that saying that whenever he sees a police officer stop a person, if he happens to see that they're Hispanic, he will stop and go to the police officer and ask if there's anything wrong. Okay, how odd is that? How odd is that where you're going to have someone saying, someone in regular clothes go up to a cop and say, hey, do you need any help? The cop already has the situation under control from what I
They're
understand.
already on edge out there, and then it's
And
better
then,
out there approach them.
and then you bring up a situation where you have someone else saying, hey, I can help. It's like, well, no, you can't. Yeah, run for city council, great. Go in and fix the issues, but you can't go in there and say, hey, I'm fulano que tal, I'm running for city council. How can I help today? No. And then do the whole super, dun, 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 dun type of thing. It doesn't work that way. It just doesn't work that way, and it doesn't make sense.
Was
that
he pro or anti-police? I wonder.
He was, I think he was pro-police.
Okay, well,
But he had some skepticism because he's lived there. If I remember correctly, he's one of the people that's lived there for quite a while, and he actually lives near the high school. But it was one of those odd situations where you're like, why are you saying this? Why are you trying to imply? Why are you trying to tell people it's okay for other people to go out there because you speak Spanish?
yeah, we're gonna turn it, but I can understand how a lot of these people are amateurs, which is what we kind of want. This guy's probably never run for office before.
And he hasn't.
Most of them haven't. That's part of the good thing we want. I think, if they can, but when they make really stupid statements is one thing, but you can figure we all gotta say something stupid.
Yeah, but
Heaven knows I've done enough.
but it was just one of those odd things where you're saying that, and then to top it all off, there's one candidate that's running who works, I believe, for the city, and he's an engineer. He works in the waste department, and his best line was, "Every time you flush the toilet, you will think about me."
I like that because that's been one of my complaints is they're always asking these social questions. Bicycle lanes or an amendment to support marijuana or
That's
or
right.
gay
Yeah.
love week or whatever. Say, no. Why do we live in cities?
Yeah.
We want paved streets, want the garbage picked up. I want to flush my toilet and know it's taken care of. I don't want to go out and dig a hole and slide the little building over every time it fills up. I don't want to have mud in the street.
Exactly. Now the problem that comes up with that part is that he doesn't know how to use a microphone. The same person that says that does not know how to use a microphone. A wireless microphone at that. But we'll leave that one as is.
Yeah,
Just
well,
watch the video.
I won't go on about, we don't really realize how amazingly wonderful it is that we can drink water right out the tap.
Exactly. And I've heard some of the
We
stories.
take it all for
And I've heard
granted.
some of the stories that go on with the water department. And it's not saying that they're bad stories, but some of the stuff that they have to deal with when it comes from a mechanical and repairing side, I've
Yeah.
heard some stories already about that. It's amazing. And you're like, wow. And you gotta take some appreciation into that part about
Stunning the amount of water they pump.
exactly.
It comes out of our faucets.
Exactly. Now, when it comes to the hire people that work and kind of manage the whole thing, then that's a different story when it comes to the pay.
I don't have
So-
that list of $100,000 employees, but I know it's extensive and some of them are.
Exactly.
Anyway.
So
can
so
you
so we
finish
want.
this up, or-
Yeah, I'm pretty much done. It was a great time. I just gotta say it was a great time.
We're all proud of you going
I
down
was-
there and
I was
doing it.
enjoying
That's
it.
taking, being community involvement.
And I should now be able to get that Cesar Chavez Day for myself. Yeah, I'm a community. Hey, I can now see how I work
You
with
know,
it.
Rush Limbaugh Day.
There you go. I can almost be a community organizer. Man, that'd be great.
Don't you just feel good now?
It feels good. I should run for president now.
All right, you better watch this.
Let's go ahead and talk a little bit about a video
probably
that
something
Mrs. Pokey was gonna show for us.
I'm really surprised this story hadn't had a lot more feedback, but we'll see.
So here's what happened, folks. Just a quick
Well,
rundown.
let's watch. Can you watch it real quick?
We're gonna surprise you with the video.
All right. Well, anytime you get ready, just start playing. Until then, you'll have to tell us what it is.
Come on, here. Oh, there we go.
There it is.
Dun, 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 dun.
All right, we'll shut up. think that means their mics are hot.
News overnight, Harris County deputies say 2 men tried to rob a bar early. News overnight, Harris County deputies say 2 men tried to rob a bar early this morning and ended up being shot and killed.
The shooting happened just after 2:30 this morning at EJ's place on Kirkendall Road at Colwell Road. It's unclear if the shooting happened inside or just outside the bar. Both suspects died in the parking lot. Authorities say they may have been wanted for some other recent robberies. It was after closing time, so it's unclear if there were other people still in the bar at the time, patrons, or who actually opened fire.
Right?
Right.
And 2 of them got shot dead and the patron.
Exactly. So here's what happened. 2:30 in the morning, Saturday
Saturday
morning,
morning, Friday night.
Saturday night, Friday morning.
Friday night, Saturday morning.
Yeah, as people as they're getting ready to finally close up the bar, 4 people went into a bar to try to rob the place. They were armed.
All armed.
Turns out that one of the patrons who happened to be there, who was giving escorts to the bartenders, who has a habit of giving escorts to the bartenders, also was carrying a gun on his person. Killed 2 of the people, and two of the robbers left, and the guy also left. So he didn't get to finish his assigned quote unquote responsibility or duty.
You sure he didn't just walk out afterwards and
Well,
then
he probably
take
could have done. He probably could have done that, or he could have escorted him out. Or he probably didn't even escort them out after the end of the day because somebody had to stop, or somebody had to wait for the cops. So basically that's kind of what happened on that part. Now there's been some questions that have come up, which you're right. It's surprising that not a lot of people have talked about this, especially with everybody being all gun freaky. That you have a person who's carrying a gun in a bar.
Took on 4 experienced armed robbers and shot 2 of them.
And won. Yeah.
And the
4
other 2
against 1 and won.
split. The other film ready? Okay, yeah, that's
It's definitely interesting. The
and
problem.
he was committing a felony doing it, huh?
Exactly. One of the things that's been pointed out is that the bar actually has a sign.
Says 51%.
Well, it says it's a felony to carry a weapon into this bar, and as Michael Cargill, who is part of
It was on his show yesterday
that was on the show, and he's also brought it up in here that if you are that you can't you run the risk if you have a concealed weapons license, that you run the risk of getting in
Losing
trouble.
it.
Yeah,
you can lose your CHL for carrying a gun in there.
So
You could say,
oh, here we go. We're gonna try this again.
We ready?
Okay.
Everybody, I'm Lily Jang in for Reka tonight. We begin with a robbery that took a deadly turn at a bar in northwest Harris County. 2 suspects were shot and killed early this morning by a customer who actually left the scene. Alice Barr has the latest on this developing story.
Just after bar close, around 2:30 in the morning, 4 armed men barged in the door here at EJ's place.
They demanded the patrons get on the floor.
Instead, investigators say one of those patrons pulled out his own gun and started firing back and forth with the robbers. He shot and killed 2 of the robbers. The other 2 ran, and the patron left too.
After shooting him, he left the scene. So we're still trying to determine who he is and why he left the scene.
Harris County Sheriff's deputies are looking into whether the same robbers held up a gas station on Cypresswood earlier in the night. Most folks driving by this scene today thought the patron here was in the right.
He has his right to protect himself and his family and his friends, and it's just unfortunate that something like that happened.
Being a mom, yeah, I would feel safe knowing that he has a gun and he's going to protect me in a robbery, yeah.
But this sign here clearly states it's a felony to bring a gun inside. Under Texas law, even licensed carriers can't have guns in bars, and that could explain why the patron left.
Everybody in there, it's just a happy, nice atmosphere, and everybody's real pleasant, and so I can't imagine, can't imagine that happening there.
Another longtime customer told us the patron who killed the robbers always stays until closing to walk the female bartenders to their cars. The friend said the man would never start anything, but would always protect his friends.
It's sad, you know. It's unfortunate that we live in that type of world.
In Northwest Harris County, Alice Barr, KHOU 11 News.
We have an update on.
Did they have, yeah, we didn't see if they had an update
No,
on
it
that.
wasn't, actually, the video ended.
Yeah.
I'd already watched the video, and it had already ended. So, and I think it was leading into another story that was going on in that part. But there's a problem. There's a conundrum. So now,
I'd leave too, I guess. Instead
Oh,
of
yeah,
losing your license.
exactly. If
That's
he has
just-
now, if he has one. Now we don't know exactly.
Yeah, he
what-
may have been carrying without one.
He could have been carrying without one. We don't know if he was here in the United States legally or not.
Yeah, he might not have been legal.
And then it also goes to the big question: why in the world is he staying after 2:30? Because we had that before the show, folks. We had this conversation. I had a significant other who used to work at a bar, and it was always pushed that if you don't have to be there, you get out and you're done with it. You know, unless he was hired by, unless he was working unless he was working for the bar. Because normally you're supposed to have somebody there that, you know, you're supposed to have your bouncers that are there, and they're supposed to stay there until it gets done, until everything's done, and then they leave. Now, unless there was something that was going on where this bouncer wasn't, or this person that took care of it was a bouncer, then, you know, there might be even a bigger problem in regards to that whole thing.
Thank you. We'll have it in a minute. You know, I didn't know about the last call thing. Of course, I don't ever know that because I've never been in a bar till then. They usually throw me out pretty early.
I can stay up till 2. I'm pretty good at that.
Oh, you are? Yeah, they usually got
they
the
make
last
sure that-
beer for you.
Exactly. They make sure that my bill's been paid, and they say get the heck out.
Well, at last call, is that 2 o'clock?
No, usually it's about 20 till, quarter till the hour.
It was my understanding that they usually like to get all the patrons out.
It is. They try
And
to do
then,
that part.
and then they gotta clean up, and if they close at 2, it's usually 3 or 4 o'clock when they ever get
Exactly.
out and go home.
Exactly. So that,
But if he
that's-
walks if he always walks the female bartenders out, then they might have known him, obviously, and let him stay.
I still think he might have been. Now I don't know.
Might have been an employee,
Might have
maybe?
been an employee.
And we'll let you drink for free if you double
Oh,
as a
no.
bouncer or something, I don't know.
That might. You know, I would go for that.
Yeah.
You know, if they're to say, hey, you know, if we'll let you drink for free after 12:30, I'd be like, okay, I can drink 2
Be a
beers.
bouncer,
you know,
yeah.
be a
I
bouncer.
tried that once. The
Did it work?
bouncer came over and said, nope, out you go. I never can win.
Yeah, and I'm sorry about that,
They're
but
probably hanging around with Jesse all the time, you know. They throw us both out. Except for that Tiano Club. They let him in and threw me out.
oh really? I can't imagine why.
I don't either.
It's that brown. It's that brown.
Yeah, in that
privilege.
case,
You don't
there's
have- you don't
reverse
have brown
racism there.
You don't have brown privilege. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's it. I don't have brown privilege.
Exactly. So, so it was one of those interesting stories, folks, that
That's
we
a true
had to
story
bring out
there.
because- What, the brown privilege?
Yeah.
Yes.
They we went outside for a little while and we came back in. He got in and the bouncer threw me out. My money's going in. That's
So
all right.
this is probably going to be, here's my speculation on what's going to happen. They're going to find the guy because they know who it is. Because if
The guy blew it by telling the cops that he escorts the bartenders out all the time.
Exactly. Now everybody else probably wouldn't have said anything, but they're going to probably go after the bar owner if no one mentions the person's name. They're going to have to do that. Plus, they're going to probably get any video that's out there and do whatever they're going to do and find the guy. Then the big question that's going to come up after that is, what is the district attorney going to do? Is he going to file felony charges, or is he going to drop it down to a misdemeanor?
I think a lot of this will depend on the police. If the liberals push the police to investigate it, if not, they'll just say, well, we don't know who he is.
Well, they're going to have to do their investigation. They're going to obviously have
Yeah,
to
but
do
they
that.
can just say, well, we don't know who he is. Nobody knows who he is, so.
True.
And let it slide unless they
True.
get stepped on.
That's true.
And there is some liberals in town.
I just don't have a feeling that they're going to be doing that. They're going to probably get all the information that they're going to get. They're going to find out who the person is, and then they're going to leave it in the hands of the district attorney, because then who's going to get in trouble for that? The cops are going to be able to say, hey, we wiped our hands clean. We gave all the information to the district attorney. And then they're going to go back to the district attorney and say, okay,
This
what did
could
you
turn
do
into
about
be
it?
a big case.
Exactly. It could open
So-
up some new information, or it could open up some possibilities where you have...
Maybe let the owner of the bar decide if he wants armed people in there or not.
Right. You might have that situation on that.
Because this guy obviously been hanging around there a lot, so they're bound to be comfortable with him.
True. True. So my guess is that if they find the person and they do anything, they're going to go after him. They're going to probably go after him, but they're going to probably drop it down. They're not going to charge him with a felony. Now, he probably will lose if he is.
If he has a CHL,
If he has a CHL, more than likely he's going to lose it. I can see that happen. But when it comes to any charges, I think they're going to drop it down to a misdemeanor because
No,
he
that'd
actually
be
did.
good.
He did the civic good. You know, it's going to be a slap in the wrist, and they're going to say, okay, fine, whatever. And especially he would be the even bigger kicker if the guy was illegal.
Better than that
they're
if it
going
was
to
a-
say
if it
because they're
was a
going to say,
woman.
well, we got to be nice. We got to be nice to the Patriots.
It might have been a Latina.
There you go. Hey, you never know. Anything can happen. I'm just, you know, you got to throw out all the possibilities out there. Because
In that neighborhood, it was probably one of the
actually-
older
well, it's
white
actually-
guys that lived around the neighborhood.
It's actually in that area. If it's where I think it is, it's actually
It's
a
a
nice
pretty
neighborhood.
nice neighborhood, if I recall, too. Kirkendall and
I have some family that used to live there, and it was it's a nice place. So we were looking. In fact, I think that might have been one of the bars that my nephew and I were going to go partake one time. So if it's a place, then man, that's a nice place to go to. You can't go wrong
I
with
thought
that.
it was just a bar off in the strip mall, which is the best kind, I guess.
Yes, exactly.
These
because you
little
never
hole
know.
in the wall type places. I used to take mine to one all
Because
the
I
time.
have some
man.
stories about that one, but we'll leave
Yeah,
that one.
anyway,
as
it's a
is.
chronicle. Did they any more information on the story? You want to move on?
No, that's about it. That's all the information. Actually, the Blaze had more information than the Chronicle and anybody else.
What did the Blaze have to say?
Well, the Blaze brought it up, and they were the ones that actually brought up the information about this person, that they knew the person.
Whoever told that story about, he always escorts the.
Screw the pooch.
Yeah,
They screwed the pooch.
he got all excited about being on camera or
I
something.
know the guy.
Yeah, I know the guy. Hey, right over here. And everybody said, "Shut the f- up."
Exactly. So yeah, he screwed the pooch on that one. But let's go ahead.
Yeah,
and
he
move on to
probably
something-
would never be let that bar again.
Exactly. Yeah. Let's go ahead and move on to something a little bit more local.
She says she has the
Okay,
she
so
says she has the sample ballots up to show,
Oh,
but we'll
okay.
talk about that later.
Okay, well, let's actually talk about that now because we're gonna have to get ready to, because in time they'll have to turn down everything else. Okay, so we'll bring up the school at the last part because it actually can tie in with everything else that's going on.
Yeah, and then we can talk about the school, East Austin Parent Education Empowerment Summit, which
Yes.
is gonna go on January 24th, 2015, at the East Austin College Prep Academy,
Correct.
MLK 183.
Correct. But right now, we want to move on to something that Gavino's doing right now. Obviously, we mentioned at the beginning of the show that Gavino's helping out with the last push for registered
If you're
voters.
not registered by 9 o'clock tonight,
Then, sorry, we gotta wait till the next time. So, but we have a major election that's coming up here in November. You know, if you look at it from a national perspective, it's going to be the race for the Senate, obviously. But if you look at it here and it's going to be the race for the governor. It's going to be a race for the attorney,
Attorney General. yeah.
lieutenant governor, and all that fun stuff. But if you look at it from a more local perspective, you know, people in Austin that are living in Austin now have the opportunity to be a part of history. And they're gonna, you know, we've talked about it before, where we have 10-1 that's coming in, and everybody gets to represent, have a representative of their choice to represent them in their own location. And it's something that we should start stressing now because, you know, next week we're gonna have more candidates, like you said. So we have, I think the sample ballots are already out.
I think unless they want to, but they confirmed, but well,
Yeah.
so did Lori. But
Yeah, you know how politics.
I can understand how things come up this close to the our second show 2 weeks away will be 2 candidates as well, but that'll be the last. That'll be during. I mean, that's the beginning of
Early voting,
early voting. Will be that day,
which will be the 20th.
the 20th,
of
and that's
this
when
month.
early voting starts. So that'll be the.
So
I never liked early voting. There's too much chance for fraud. Election used like the high school used to be the center of the community. Election day used to be when you came home and you got dressed.
Yeah.
You actually tuck your shirt in, you know, and you'd go down if you had to, you'd get in line, and you did it at your local precinct. If you weren't going to be there that day, you could easily get a absentee ballot or whatever it's called. That was never any problem to do.
True. So, ma'am, if you've got the ballot that can be seen on the TravisCountyClerk.org website, we can go over a little bit about what's on there. We can talk about some of the highlights that are out there. Obviously, you can vote straight. You can vote straight party where you have Republican, Democrat, Libertarian, or the Green Party, which you know. in
We
Spanish
could
is the
mention that
Democrat
we're
Party.
trying to get a Libertarian candidate on for District 46.
Right. We've got some people.
Kevin-
We got some people that we're looking at bringing on onto the show. But there's some highlights in here that are coming up when it comes to who's on the ballot. Obviously,
Yeah.
you have the United States Senator, which the big contenders are going to be John Cornyn, who's the Republican, versus David Alamil, who's the Democrat. And David Alamil has been
David who?
Yeah, he's the one that's been compared to Dracula. Yes.
Looks like him,
He
or
looks like Dracula. He looks like Dracula. You know, in fact, he looks like oh my goodness, Grandpa from the Munsters.
you're kidding me.
No, somebody made a distinct.
Wanna put it up there, Mo?
In fact, one of his well, not the Dracula one, but
Not the Dracula, just the Shepherd Valley. I don't know. Maybe you can look up his Facebook page and get a picture of him there.
But somebody made a distinct comment that he looked like Grandpa from the Munsters. In fact,
And he's running against Cornyn, huh?
yes, he's the dentist that sold his business, his multi-office business, to some big corporation and made a whole bunch of money. He's also the only person that I'm aware of that he's the only Democrat that I'm aware of that doesn't speak Spanish.
Is that right?
Well, that's running that I know of.
Oh, okay. Well, I know
Yeah,
Watson doesn't speak Spanish, does he?
I don't know. To be
I
honest.
think there's a bunch of them don't speak Spanish.
Dang. So here's something to consider, folks. If you want somebody that's going to say I don't even know.
The Republicans got rid of their Spanish speakers and do theirs.
I don't even know if Cornyn will. I think Cornyn. I don't even know if Cornyn speaks Spanish.
I don't think he does. David Dewhurst, the only one I knew was fluent in it.
Yes. Here's the funny
And,
part about Alamil.
I think Perry's fluent in it as well. Bush.
Yes. You had David Alamil when he was running in the primary. He was running against his contender, who happens to be an African American. She was also a LaRouche Democrat. Okay, and she said, I will debate you in Spanish, and he refused.
Who?
Her name is Keisha Rogers. She wanted to debate him in Spanish. She actually speaks pretty good Spanish, but Alamil said no because he doesn't want to talk. You also have
Put it up there, Mo.
you also have the governor, running for governor, where you have the big race between Abbott and Davis, and of course you have a few other people. Kathy Glass is running as a libertarian. Okay, great, whatever.
Oh, there it is.
And we're going to scroll down a little bit to
Thomas.
one of the items here when it comes to city council, which is actually pretty good item.
She'll
to
have to read. This is only the. This is the last one or something.
I don't know.
I've sent 3, right? The top
Yes.
one was.
The
Oh,
one here
where's
for
the
the
rail
school.
about it?
Actually, the one that's going to be for the county.
That's the one for the county. Go up to the one of the top ones.
So I got them all 3 here. So we can talk a little bit about some of the big ones that are out here. From the county perspective, you have bonds that are running. You have, let's see.
Oh, there we go. Is that it?
Which one
Yeah,
we look- okay, that's the
first
main one. That's the main one where you have the national and the big ones here.
Oh, go slow.
So-
Wait, justice of the peace.
You have the chief justices that are running.
Yeah, we got no. All the lawyers, the Democrats, the party of lawyers. You'll see a lot of them are Democrat and maybe a Libertarian. I didn't know Libertarians had that many. Is that Michael Hooray for Barre?
For where?
Huh?
Which one are you looking at?
Well, she went past it. Oh, there's toll roads.
Oh, great.
Proposed constitutional amendment. It says not to include toll roads. See at the very bottom? You're right there. Not to include toll roads. I vote no on all of them anyway.
Yes, it's the constitutional amendment for providing for the use and dedication of certain money transferred to the state highway fund to assist in the completion of transportation, construction, maintenance, and rehabilitation projects, not to include toll roads.
Yeah, that's not the rail bond, Ma. That was on email number 3 that I sent. Is the railroad one.
So you got some of the big ones that are out here, folks. Where you got some of the Eddie Rodriguez, who's running against a libertarian, and we'll leave that one alone.
Not my buddy Eddie Rodriguez.
Yes.
Our buddy, I should say, after our encounter there I still haven't heard back from him.
I can't imagine why. So now we're looking. So
Double
this is
check.
still the federal one, or the big one, the big state and federal.
Yeah, there's all the state stuff. Hold on, go back. District 46, right there, don't move. Donna Dukes and a Libertarian. Kevin Ledlow. Oh, I thought he was going against Donna Howard.
No, it's going against Donna Dukes.
Okay. My mistake. No wonder Dave never thinks I'm an idiot.
That's
Yeah,
probably
what's
the
better,
case.
Donna Howard or?
That's probably the case. Some of the big ones that's going on, you're going to also have the city at the citywide level.
Hold on, where's Donna Howard at?
You also have the city portion of it, which is the big one here, folks, for the local. You also have the mayor, the city mayor that's running. You have a few people that are there. You also have you have all the districts that are running from 1 to 10, which are shown there.
Oh, yeah, there's this.
You'll also have bond elections, which will be on the second page of the.
Oh, is that the rail one? No?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the rail one there.
Yes,
Look
the
at that.
issuance-
Oh, look, stop the very first sentence. How much is that?
The issuance.
500 billion?
600 billion.
That's not million, is it? That's billion, ain't it?
No, 600 million. Sorry,
600 million was still.
600 million bonds and notes for rail systems, facilities and infrastructure, including fixed rail system, blah, 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 which is going to be, goodness. It's going to be serving East Riverside Corridor, downtown Austin, the State Capitol Complex, the Medical Board Complex, the University of Texas.
Last line. You need to put your microphone on, Ma. FM.
Here, exactly. Here's the part that Mrs. Polk is talking about. At the very bottom, it says, and the levy of a tax to pay for the bonds and notes. Meaning, here's the thing, folks. Here's what they're talking about. Okay, they're saying they haven't set a fixed rate for you guys. So essentially, if they're saying, well,
An open-end
initially,
tax
it's
check.
it's an open-end tax. It's an open-end, meaning that if they say the first year we're going to go ahead and charge you $25 per household per year, and everybody's like, oh my God, that's so great, and then you're going to have people from the center or from the left of center that are going to say, hey, that's like 12 gallons of milk or something like that. Yes. Then you have the following year where they're saying, hey, we need more money. So guess what we're going to do? We're going to jack it up $50. And they're going to be like, hey, that's somebody's going to say, well, that's six packs of cigarettes.
Huh?
Yes, it's highlighted in blue there, folks. On that
Oh,
end,
is it against? Yeah.
for or against. Here's the reality. There's a lot of politicians out there that are running for city council that are against this. And the reason why is because the important part of this is that it's being paid by the city for one section of the city in East Austin. And it's going to disrupt traffic on Riverside, and it's going to disrupt traffic in a whole bunch of areas, because you got to remember, on Riverside, they're going to cut down 6 lanes to 4. And it's going to service mainly the people that are going to the college. So think about it. Somebody up in North Austin is going to be paying for a kid to go ahead and
Yeah.
ride the rail.
And meanwhile, their traffic's going to get even worse.
Exactly.
There's a lot of these candidates are against it because they know the vast majority of the voters are against it. Even in the Democrat, Travis County Republican Party has supported the no vote. How would you say that? They're against that bond openly. The Travis County Democrat Party wanted to have a vote saying they were for it, but the Travis County Democrat precinct chairman all voted no. Well, the Travis County Democrat Party couldn't have a no vote.
Exactly.
So they said, we're just going to shelve it. But then a lot of people got real upset about it. And they said, no, we want to have the Democrat Party voting no on it. But of course, they got the big arguments, what I understand. And the powers that be won out, and so it got shelved. And so they're not a yes or no vote.
Exactly.
But I believe the majority of the Democrats are against it as well.
Yeah, exactly. Now here's a couple of interesting things on here that's on this ballot. Okay, Austin Community District, they want to do a special bond election where they want to issue $224,800,000 in construction, renovation, and equipment for college buildings, district-wide. Okay, they also want to do a special maintenance tax election where they're going to add 1 cent to the maintenance tax above the existing 9-cent rate in fiscal year 2016, in addition to 1 cent increase in 2018, and then another one in 2020. Now you're probably saying, okay, that a penny, okay, that's fine. But how many people? I love college. You know me about when it comes to school. I'm a big affirmative person about education. But sometimes, you know, you're paying for this education.
Yeah.
Okay, you're paying for this education. The government is paying for certain people to have their education paid for in regards to grants. Why can't it be done, turned around, where the cost goes to the student? Instead of going to everybody, why can't they increase the cost for the student?
Well, already ACC is like how much a semester?
That part I don't know. I haven't looked at that part. But from what I've heard and from what I understand, it's not very expensive.
Well, maybe not next to UT, maybe, but
Yeah.
last I heard it was pretty high.
Really? Because I'm trying to play a little bit of devil's advocate on this part, and I'm like, well, you know, why not?
Well,
you know, because I
if
enjoy.
we're gonna get that education part like that, you know, some people say like with the education, to have public education. Now, I'm not saying to give them junior college. That's what it is, a community college for free. But I am saying that this is supposed to be the route where lower income people can get a.
Well, it's not necessarily lower income. It can be anybody. Here's the part that people forget about.
But what I'm trying to say is you should be able to go to it for
a reasonable cost.
A reasonable cost.
Yes. Yeah, I have a friend that used to be on the radio in El Paso. Okay, social conservative, Blue Dog Democrat. His argument about ACC, and he hates this with a passion, and I kind of got upset with him about this. He hates this with a passion that ACC has this saying, start here, go there. Okay?
Yeah.
Which means basically you start here, get all your basic stuff, and then you go to the university of your
You can go
choice.
on to
that way you can
university.
get your upper level classes. You know, I think that's absolutely great. I love the concept of that happening. You know, personally, I'm all for it. I love it.
Is that
But
Sabrina?
But here's the
Come
but
on
here's
in,
the,
Sabrina.
here's the thing that on that in that regards.
No, that's simply saying. Well, go ahead and put it out there.
How you doing?
He's been
y'all?
on the show before, but some people don't like him too much.
Really? Well, take a number and get in line.
Ten for.
But everybody I notice is liking him. So,
Here's the part when it comes to when it comes to education. It's a great place to start.
Yeah.
Because I will be perfectly honest with you, me experiencing college, the university the way I did, you have these big old universities. It's all you have to do is just plug it in.
Just plug it in there.
All you do is you're sitting in this big amphitheater with a teacher that doesn't care, with a professor who doesn't care, and you got all these TAs working for them. You go to community college, it's smaller classes. You have more dedication from these teachers that want to teach
Teachers
you.
that have actually been in the field of teaching.
Correct,
Come
and you
on over
can
here.
come over here in the center. So, well, there you go. Now you are.
Sabrina, we haven't seen you in a long time. Anyway, we're just discussing
Education.
yes.
Discuss a little bit about education, but it's one of those things where I'm like, if you're going to be building all these new buildings, why? Why in the world do you want to build all these new buildings when you got perfectly good buildings there? Why are you going to want to expand further?
We'll talk about one of the bonds, but we'll move on here. We'd like to introduce Sabrina. We haven't seen you in a long time.
How to do?
She used to work for, you've done a lot of work for a lot of different people, Marilyn Jackson campaign, and now you're working for Yosemite State.
Hey, Sammy.
Sam Yosemite?
Yes, he's at lecture right now. He gives us what his
At
wishes
lecture
for
now, and you tell me that you have literally confronted somebody stealing his signs and
Chris Riley signs, by
Chris
the
Riley
way, y'all,
signs?
in District 4. And of course, Laura Presley, please, make sure your signs stay up. Definitely. Good luck to y'all in District 4, which are neighbors to District 1.
And you did
Semi.
get a license number?
Yes, I did,
You
but
actually
I gave her
confronted the lady?
mercy, and I told her there would be jail time plus a fine. If you're messing with those signs out there during the mudslinging, please keep the signs up and keep it fair.
So now we have people that are, I mean, it's amazing how people are trying to do all this stuff. I have a friend, in fact, I have a friend that lives in Virginia that actually had some stuff that happened to him.
Oh, y'all have never met, have you,
No, we-
Gabriel?
we-
Have you?
Yeah, yes. Nice to see you again.
Where did y'all meet? I haven't seen her in a long
We
time.
met here.
And a couple of times, yes.
we made it.
Thank you.
That's
It's good
you
to
have
see
been
you,
there
Pokey. It's good to
in a
see
while.
Chrissy.
So tell us what happened.
Well, Friday I was in my neighborhood at my storage, and I saw someone during the lunch hour taking Chris Riley's sign off, and she said because it was in the way. And of course I told her,
Was it in the way?
tampering with, no, it was not in the way. It was right
I
there
don't
at
think no Chris
Sari.
Riley do anything like that.
No, not at all. And of course, I like Laura, but but anyway, I stuck up for Chris, and I said, put that sign back. Tampering with signs is
You're a
punishable
little
by
devil
law.
out there too, were you?
Yeah, especially since I'm a paralegal, and I gave her, and I looked at her license plate, and I memorized it just in case I needed to see it again. But next time I see her, I'm going to turn her in.
So you haven't filed a police report. So what happened with
No.
the sign? Did she put the sign back? Or did
No, she did not. She folded it in half so it was damaged, and she put it in her trunk of her Prius or Toyota or whatever.
What was the? so it was a Toyota pickup or Toyota?
Toyota sedan, Prius.
Prius?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so now just out of curiosity, now here comes the inquisitive person. What's the license plate number?
Oh, I'm not going to tell you that. I'll give her mercy on that.
Oh no, I think.
Did
we
you
should.
call
No,
the
we should.
cops?
No, she didn't
No, I did not
that's
call the
fine.
cops, but I
it should be
corrected
said.
her.
It should be known that these people are doing it. Because personally, for me, I'd be like, let's go ahead and take care of something like this. Because
Yeah.
we've had Glenn Bass
Yes.
that had that happen. Now Laura
Yes,
Presley,
good luck,
we had Julian Fernandez who had
Julian
that
Ramon
happen.
Fernandez,
Mm-hmm.
Eddie Rios got a sign defaced.
Yeah, we
They
also
pay a little
had-
devil horn on stuff like this, but all the
we
kids,
also
you know.
had,
But
signs removed
Yes.
from District 2 with I just forgot the name of the lady.
Oh my
But
goodness.
she's running in District 2 against Edward Reyes.
Yes.
not our Delia.
Yeah, Delia Garza.
Yeah,
Garza.
she'll be here in 2 weeks.
Hey,
Yeah,
Dad.
she had her signed to face, and we got proof of that part, and we know where it was at. I mean, there's just a whole bunch of stuff that's going on in that part, where it's just like, you know.
Well,
it-
also
it's one
too,
of
these
those
people
things
are
where-
doing that, and
Hi.
they don't know that there's cameras too. There's surveillance, so people are watching everywhere.
So do you think this lady took this as a political act of sabotage, or was she just, it's
Yes.
in my damn way? I'm tired of these people.
It was sabotage. She was not there to get her
She
haircut
was
at
supporting
Sarah,
another candidate and didn't want his Chris Riley sign up there.
or
What
she
color was
just
the Toyota?
gray.
Gray?
Yeah, just a gray
Was
normal.
she African American, Hispanic? Like,
She's white,
she's white.
short hair.
My people
Chris
here, huh?
Riley, Chris Riley, come on.
Two young, some white people.
A white person hurting a white person? Come on.
You
I thought
know-
that was a story. Come on. What happened to all the white guilt over here?
Will we ever learn?
Exactly.
Yes, just don't get caught. That's for sure.
Well, did you tell their campaign?
I didn't tell her campaign, but I told you, of course, today.
But you didn't give me the license number.
I did not give you the license number.
So Chris
No.
Riley, if you're watching, or anybody that's watching Chris Riley, she's got the information. She can go ahead and give you that stuff. And
But she did take Chris Riley's sign, and you did talk to her.
I did. I did correct her and tell her she's
And she
punishable.
took the sign anyway.
She took the sign anyway. So Chris, please get that sign out at Sari at 53rd and Avenue G.
Was it on private property?
It was on private property, which
Well,
is
she had to
Sari.
have permission to put it there then. or
Exactly.
53rd and Avenue G, huh?
Yeah, Sari, which is
I
a
guess
great
you'll know where it is
hairstylist.
now.
Where it's not anymore, of course.
And for Marilyn Jackson couldn't make it tonight.
No, she's studying for an exam. She's doing very well.
You know she'd love to see you.
Of course, I've been visiting with her, and she gives her best to you, Pokey, tonight. Definitely. Good
very
luck with the
nice.
show.
I feel special now, even if it was about people tearing up signs.
Have you seen her Facebook picture? She looks wonderful. Hey, MJ.
She was on last week before.
Oh yeah,
She's coming on now.
she looks wonderful. And her business,
so.
her airline business is
Not
back
quite,
up
yeah.
since the recession. Her airline business is coming up, Abundant Joy Travel. And of course, she's doing many things.
That wasn't a commercial, folks. She's actually a supporter, so we can say Abundant Joy Travel.
And a friend,
right?
yeah, and a homegirl.
Yeah, so it's
We're all
not
from
like
here.
we're commercializing this.
exactly. Cool. Well, that's cool though.
Very good.
So, has anything happened with Sam's signs or anything like that?
Yes, as a matter of fact, in the districts, there's been some stuff with Sam's being removed. I'm noticing the signs that are being removed and tampered with are those who most likely to win. I'm noticing that. So good luck, Sam. Good luck to all those out there. And may you have a good race and avoid the mudslinging. It's bad.
I think we part of it because I haven't had Sam back on.
No, we haven't done.
There's just so many on. You can't.
We haven't done any much.
And then when we do have
I speak
people
in
on,
the
they don't
facts.
show up.
Let me
So
put it this way: I speak in the facts
Yes.
yeah,
of the casual observation of a casual observer.
I know Laura had things to do that she didn't know. When she told me she'd be on, she didn't know this other stuff would come out.
Well, good luck, Laura. Oh,
Yeah.
she's doing awesome. She looks awesome out there. Laura, keep on doing the
She's
hard
got a
work.
lot
Don't
of
give up.
supporters.
Yes, she does.
We had
in
all
our
kind
area.
of film to show about her and all her endorsements and all that, but
That's okay.
maybe she'll show up for the 20th show.
Yes, definitely. You should get them all up on here.
Well, I
Okay.
told them the 20th is the beginning of early voting, so this is your last chance to get there before,
Very good, very good.
you know. Anyway,
Excellent. Excellent. Well, we want to thank you for the information. That's just some great stuff that
Very good.
hang around and talk about education with us.
Very good.
You like to?
Should I be on my way?
No, you can hang around.
You can stay there if you want.
Okay,
We're
it's
going to learn a
blessed.
little bit about.
We always like pretty girls hanging
how
around.
Austin ISD and their school enrollment dropped. Where for the second
was
week,
that up
for the
there?
second year in a
Yeah.
row, they've lost students. I think they've lost about 2,000 students within the past 2 years.
Yes.
Which is kind of an interesting situation on that part, if you ask me.
Of course, I have a 9th grader at Austin High School. And of course, we need to
AISD?
Yes, AISD, of course, and it's the bullying. Definitely, we got to get the bullying down in the high schools. I see the different groups, and we all got to get those kids to get along,
Can we all just get along?
especially at that level.
Now, I've got to play a little bit of on what's being said when it comes to the decline. Now we know people are moving out. We know here's what we do know for a fact. Okay, it's a fact that we got people that are moving out. That was my phone. We know for a fact that people are moving out of Austin. Although they're saying that a lot of people are moving in for work and
Yes.
all that fun stuff, which is including the surrounding areas of Austin.
Yeah, just because you move into Austin for a job don't mean you'd actually live within the city limits.
Exactly.
Yes.
But we do know that people are moving out and moving towards the county, whether it's Travis County, whether it's Williamson County, whether it's whichever other county in the surrounding areas. We know that for a fact. We also know that county schools are increasing when it comes to the outlying areas of Austin. We know that their enrollment is increasing. We also know that charter schools,
Charter schools are
private
full.
schools, and whichever other ones that you want to talk about are increasing as well. So we know all that together. Okay, now here's where the argument comes in now. AISD touted 2 weeks ago, if I remember correctly, that they had really good
Scores were all going up.
Scores were all going up. Graduation rates had been improved to what, 87, 88% or something like that, if I remember correctly. They've gone up, okay? Yet you've had 2 board members, 2 candidates that want to run for the school board that have said they're taking all the good people away. They're taking all the.
You mean all the good students are
all the
going
good
off
students
to?
are going off to charter schools and all these other different places, which may be a factor. That might be true. We can't deny that part.
So if the bully's got nobody left to bully, I guess they're gonna study and the grades will go up.
Exactly. But we can also say that because of the information that's being provided by AISD, that the bad kids are leaving. That some of the poor performers are leaving for charter schools or now to any other place except for AISD.
True.
Is that a bad thing?
Let's see what the charter schools can do with them.
Exactly.
I've already heard stories that they're not doing any good, that they're all not performing well.
That's subject to interpretation on that.
Yeah, and of course how you can ask the right question,
Yes. Well, I know my daughter's doing very well. Of course, Austin High School is the
Your
number
daughter's
one
always
school in
been
the
a
state.
good.
Student, yeah. Kendra. Hey, Kendra.
Now, as I mentioned before, there is a slant, and that people that are minded like me, you have to kind of correct that verve that the schools try to push on, so you can try to put them to the right of center, and you say, hey, let's go ahead and talk about this other side. That way we can go ahead and make up your own mind, because my mind is correct.
You mean you want them to stick with the 3 hours instead of what they had the other last month, a gay week or something like this?
Yes, for a small number of people that have said that they've come out, or they're heading into shadows, if you will, they wanted to celebrate that whole event, which still surprises me.
In school?
Yes.
I guess there's what I don't know. I mean, they're saying what less 5%, 3 or 5% of the people are
Can't be more than 1 or 2 at the most.
There's probably maybe 5 per school. We'll just go and give a nice round number.
Nonetheless, what the hell business is the school to be doing this kind of thing? What's that got to do with reading, writing, arithmetic?
Right.
I don't know, but you're going to probably have a group of people that will say that they want to try to provide all avenues of opportunity for the people to go ahead and learn, because if they're being bothered or harassed or bullied,
Yes.
that they won't be able to learn. However, if you're going to be isolated to one group of individuals, you should be doing it to everybody. If you're going to try to say, well, we want to prevent the bullying to this group of people, why not do it to everybody and take care of the bullies that are out there and deal with them accordingly? And then move those kids to the charter schools so that they
How
can do
about
that.
if you just have a good woodshop class? That way you make baseball bats for the bullies.
Let them duke it out, boxing gloves,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Friday night SmackDown.
Hopefully they'll be able to do
We're
something.
gonna run out of time.
Yes, exactly. hopefully they'll be able to do something now that school choice, now that you have your directions when it comes to education, which is going to be a nice segue for what's going to be going. We should be talking about this now. We should continue talking about the education summit that's going on in East Austin, where we are working with
The
LULAC
workshops
and
will include,
Presidio,
we're working with,
and a large group of other groups that want to try to provide or want to empower parents.
yeah, it's called the
To
East
get
Austin
involved.
Yes.
Parent Education Empowerment Summit. And it's basically designed to let parents, what's some of the 5 workshops? How to navigate, so many people don't actually know what.
It's all that air, folks. I'm telling you right now. He's getting a lot. It's coming up to his head and it's coming back down somewhere.
It's gonna come out the other end.
Exactly. Better come out of the attic than in the basement. You gotta say it.
10-4. No, right. Better come out the ass in the basement. Huh?
And better come out of the attic. Yeah.
Oh, attic. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Anyway, where was I? A lot of parents don't know how to navigate through the school system.
It
They
doesn't matter
think
which
get
school
into
system it
AISD and that's it. But even one of the workshops is AISD. How to navigate
They
through.
changed it. They changed it now to where you can navigate through any school system.
Yeah.
When it comes to dealing with your child and any problems that may arise, like who you can contact, who you're supposed to talk to, and they want to make sure that it's general based for any school district because.
So the workshop is to tell them that all that who to contact, what questions to ask, stuff like that. But I know AISD is still a part of it, and school choice is another one of them. And what were some of the other ones?
We're going to talk about FAFSA Saturdays.
Oh no, I mean the 5 workshops.
That's one of them.
School choice, navigating AISD, SB5.
FAFSA Saturdays or FAFSA weekends was going to be where they're teaching people how to enroll into to get financial aid.
Good.
Oh yeah, how to get financial aid and stuff. A lot of these kids don't understand when you say, well, you got to have. What was Marcus Dillett, former county commissioner, tell us? You have to have two algebra classes or something to get into college.
That's part of the education part that parents need to understand. But when it comes to
What this
FAFSA,
student
how
has to have.
apply for assistance,
How to apply and what they have to meet.
exactly.
Academically.
We'll talk about more about this within the next few weeks.
Yeah.
We want to thank everybody for being on the show here, and we will see you guys next week.
Thank you, Chrissy.